Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Houston Real Estate Talk by Stone and Fields. Today, I'm here with Tobias Engel, and I am Kariliz Perez. Welcome. Welcome, Toby. How are you today?
Thank you. Welcome.
Very good. Very good. Well, today we're going to bring you the most up-to-date market information here in Houston, Texas. Toby, how was your week? Let's start there.
I had an interesting week, so a little bit of something of like a bit of leasing, a bit of new construction, looking for a remodel for some clients. So a nice mixed busy week.
Yes, busy. The Houston real estate market stays busy. We haven't stopped. It's been an incredible beginning of the year, and Toby's going to elaborate on that. Let's see. What do we got? Let's talk about sales in general.
Right.
Yes.
So, well, this is the second month of the new year, and for the second time, we've seen a considerable growth in sales compared to last year.
Okay.
This made me remember, though, that last year in February, we went through this horrific freeze. Mm-hmm. When all these little disasters at everyone's house happened. So sales compared to February last year rose with 22%. But of course, closings were down last February because of this freezing. So it's like not a completely fair comparison.
Sure.
But if you compare it to February 2020, there's a difference of 23%.
Okay.
So in any case, regardless, we see a steady increase in sales still.
This really good.
So that's for single family homes.
Okay.
22%. For townhomes, sales jumped 36%.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, and I noticed that last year townhomes weren't that attractive, I guess, because people were looking for bigger backyards, and townhomes don't offer that benefit. But as the market has shifting and people going back to the offices and getting back to the normal, I guess the townhomes now are back in trend, right?
Who knows?
Could be.
Yeah. And then overall, the total dollar volume of all sales in Houston compared to February last year is up 43%, which is crazy.
It's impressive.
So sales are up, prices are up. So it's just accelerating on all sides.
So that means that basically we're still with multiple offer situations in the majority of the market, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Tell me about rentals.
So with fewer homes available to purchase, a lot of people still find themselves with no other alternative but to rent. Right. And therefore also rentals are on the rise still. Excuse me, up 23% compared to last year.
That's very significant.
And the average price of rentals for single family is up 6.5% at an average of $2,052. And for townhomes and condominiums, it's decreased actually 1% rentals. Yeah. Nevertheless, rental price went up with 8%. And the average rental price for townhomes or condominiums is $1,767.
Wow. Yeah. A few years ago, I remember it was roughly in the $1,500.
Right.
$200 more. It's significant for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Inventory. How are we doing with inventory?
Well, inventory just seems to get smaller and smaller by the month, which it makes buying a home really difficult for us, but especially for our clients, the buyers, of course. So the number of total active listings, so available properties, went down with 10% versus last year. And all because, properties are just snatched away, continuously at a very fast pace.
Correct. And this is the February market report. So that means that it takes a lot of into consideration that we're coming back from the holidays. People are waking up now from all this busy season. And the majority of the people don't want to list properties during the holidays. So they wait until the beginning of the year. So probably now we're going to see more properties going new into the market, and hopefully we'll bring those numbers up in the next month or so, right? Hopefully.
But mind you, towards the summer, people are more buying as well. So
that's true. More demand.
Yeah. So inventory slid to 1.3 months.
Okay.
versus 1.5 months
Wow.
last February. And over the past year, the highest level of inventory that we've had in Houston was 1.8. So it's really at the lowest ever, while nationally it's at 1.6 months.
Okay.
So Houston is particularly low.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the number of days on the market, so the actual time that it takes to sell a home, dropped from 48 days down to 41 days.
Okay. So it's still a little over a month, but it's still fairly quickly, right? Just considering, a little bit over a month is
it's
nothing.
quicker and quicker.
Yes, absolutely.
So you also notice that for a while there, lenders have difficulty keeping up, but now you notice that, you can close within 30 days still. So.
And it's good that you bring this up because actually I've noticed it with appraisals too.
Yeah.
Before, like a year ago, appraisers were having such a difficult time meeting those deadlines. But this year, I don't see that happening. I see them meeting the deadlines, like within 7 days of the vested, et cetera. So I'm not seeing delays in closings, because of appraisal, due to appraisals.
So did you find as well with appraisals that it seems like now appraisals are
catching up
at a level that we feel is the market price.
Correct.
Because I remember last year, a year ago, appraisals often did not meet the sales price, which was very frustrating for all parties involved.
Right.
And now I've actually had some surprising appraisals that were higher than, what we...
No, you're totally right. Totally right. They've been catching up. It took them a while. I remember, again, last year or so when appraisals arrived and they were always below what the agreed price was. And people will have to show up with extra cash at closing. I don't see as much as that happening these days. I think that's finally, it's at a level where it's more normal and appraisals are coming back good, at price or a little bit above the agreed sales price, which is really good news.
So about pricing, so the average price of single family homes increased with 13% versus last year to an average of almost $400,000. So $395,871 is the average.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And the average price for townhomes and condominiums increased with 22% to $266,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
These numbers it's not a 3%, it's not a 5%. Everything that you've mentioned goes over the 20% here and there.
It's crazy increases.
Wow.
So I read a little interesting something that Walmart is starting to sell mortgages.
What?
Actually. And, this article mentioned somewhat of a sarcastic tone, I suppose, because the typical Walmart shopper has an income of $80,000 a year.
Interesting. Okay.
And, a rule of thumb is that you spend about, or a maximum of 30% of your income on housing.
Right.
Well, with this average price of $395,000, Walmart shoppers, are not going to be able to afford a house despite being able to go shopping for their mortgage at Walmart. So it gave a critical note saying, so although Walmart's low deals might offer customers a shopping discount, the convenience of getting your mortgage at Walmart can't guarantee that they can afford home ownership.
That's so true.
I'm afraid.
Yes.
Which is painful.
Yes. Yes. Because a lot of people are going to be, they're going to remain outside of that opportunity group, right?
Yeah.
So those are the ones that end up leasing, and the rental market is going up. So it gets more expensive and more expensive for everyone.
And then, about being able to afford a home, if you look at the different price segments, that homes for sale below $150,000, that market decreased with 53%.
Wow.
So it looks like that market is altogether disappearing.
Absolutely.
But luckily, I have a listing coming up for 149,000 next week. So
that's wonderful.
Be on the lookout.
Yes, that's great. Call Toby.
Right?
Yes.
But the same for homes below 250,000 with a decrease of 44%. So also that segment is shrinking enormously. Then from 250 to 500,000 increased by 80%. So that's where the market is at the moment. Below 500, but above 250.
Okay.
Below 1 million is increased with 72%.
Okay. And you had something to say about the 1 million range, right?
So the market above 1 million increased with 33%.
Wow.
And now this is news that came from Redfin.
Right.
A record of 8.2% of the homes in the US is now valued at above $1 million. So that means 6 million homes. And this is even more amazing if you compare it to before the pandemic. So that's 2 years ago now. So before the pandemic, just before the pandemic, only 4.8% homes were above 1 million. So that's 3.5 million homes were above 1 million. And now it's 6 million homes are priced above 1 million.
So that means that people have more money, more affordability, and jobs are paying better. Yes.
But also, it's just the market is moving up, is moving up. Right. So, of the top 10 cities with highest pricing, 7 of them, not surprisingly, are in California, where we all know prices are pretty crazy. And in San Francisco topping the chart, 88% of all homes are priced above $1 million.
It doesn't surprise me.
Number 2 is San Jose with 85% above, $1 million. So the Bay Area in general is the most expensive place to live in the US.
Wow.
With a median sales price of 1.4 million.
Very good.
And even though, there's a big move out of California because of these home prices, and Austin has become the new tech hub in the US. Still, these prices are going up, up. So there seems to be a lot of demand
Absolutely. The housing market in Austin is being changing and is going to continue to go up significantly. It's interesting to see if eventually becomes so similar to what California prices are. So we better buy that vacation home now before it's too late.
If you want a home in the hill country, better buy now because who knows?
Absolutely. Well, this was great.
So lastly, somewhat of this seems like a shadow looming over all of us, although it's uncertain, of course. And that how will the local housing market develop with surging oil prices?
Right.
You drive electrical.
Yes.
I do not, so I shouldn't ask you. But man, those prices at the pump.
I know. Well, my husband, he still has a gas.
Cost you an arm and a leg to fill up your tank.
Absolutely.
And the general economic fallout, as a result of what's going on in Eastern Europe. Is a very uncertain effect on anything and everything in the world.
Right. So, it's the unknown, what we're living right now.
So let's see how long we can sustain this incredible growth in homes. But, well, fingers crossed. And, hope that the effect will be limited.
Absolutely. And short term, we don't want to drag anything beyond what. Definitely. All right.
So that's Houston.
This is great. This is Houston Real Estate Market presented by Tobias Engel. And I'm Kariliz Perez. If you have any questions about Toby's listing under the $150,000, please give him a call.
There will be one home for sale below 150 and I'll be listing it.
Absolutely. And we're here to help. Thank you so much for watching and please follow us on our social media. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.